Welcome to HIIT The Zone. I'm here with personal trainer Matt from Red Zone X. Today we're going to go through a few moves that are pretty popular. I think they're moves that a lot of people do in the gym, but unfortunately some people do them wrong. Matt, what are the two moves we're going to do today?
We're going to do for upper body, we're going to do the chin-up, and for the lower body, we're going to be doing a deadlift.
Okay. If somebody's a beginner, what are they going to do?
So what they're going to do, usually if they're going to be a beginner, they're not going to be able to pull their body weight up. So what we do is we give them a little bit of assistance with resistance band. So they're going to put their foot in. So my purple one here is going to be the easiest of the three. And what they're going to do is their foot's going to go in there. So if they have help, like you have me, I'm going to pull this down. You're going to put your foot in. So with the chin up, okay, as you pull up, I'm going to want to keep Jan's elbows in tight. She's going to pull up to the top, and then she's going to slowly lower down. What we would do is we'd take the purple one away, and I'd give you a thinner band. So that's gonna make her pull on the way up a little bit tougher, right? So we can show that one. So that's gonna make this one tougher. We're gonna go maybe 4 reps. Okay, so there's not gonna be a lot of help here. So elbows in, breathe out at the top. So she has to keep those feet together, down nice and controlled. Touch.
Isn't giving much help at all?
No, it's not giving much help at all. That's 2.
So when do people know that they can do body weight? How do you know?
Well, so usually if you can get about 8 to 10 reps with a thicker band, I would then move to the thinner one. If you, again, you can maybe hit 8 to 10 reps, move in. Another thing that people can do is use an eccentric only rep, which you're gonna show.
Okay.
So if the bands, usually like more people can lower themselves down than they can pull themselves up. So an eccentric only, we're gonna go to the top, and you're gonna slowly lower yourself down, so that's gonna stress those back muscles in the bicep a little bit harder. So maybe assistance to the top, lowering nice and controlled, done. There. So I would load that move before I do a bodyweight move.
Well, Matt, a move that you always hear people talk about is the deadlift.
Yes.
And unfortunately, a lot of people do them wrong.
Yeah, all the time.
So what do people need to consider when they're doing a deadlift?
Well, there's a few things that I'll go over. The first thing is understand that a deadlift is not a squat. It's different from the squat. So a deadlift is mainly going to use posterior muscles, so hamstrings, glutes, lower back, as opposed to the squat, which is quad dominant and it's a knee dominant exercise. So I'm going to look straight ahead. The first thing that we have to do is that hips have to go back.
Okay.
So my hips are going to sit back. So my hips are going back, my chest is gonna stay up, looking straight ahead, hands grab, then I'm gonna pull to the top, I'm gonna squeeze my glutes to the top. Now as I need to go down, I need to think about sitting my hips back like I'm just gonna sit in a chair, right? So my hips are gonna go back. The key here is my shins are gonna stay fairly vertical. Then I'm gonna pull through to the top, breathe out at the top. These are 12 kilo kettlebells. Okay, ours go all the way up to 40. So
We're not doing 40 today.
We're not doing 40 today. But once that client can get to 40 kilos, then I would progress them to a dual loaded kettlebell deadlift, which is the setup is a little bit different because now the center of mass, which is the kettlebell,
is on your side,
which is more common to the barbell, but not quite. And I'll explain the difference in a little bit. Okay.
So you're setting up the same way?
The setup is the same way, but remember now the kettlebells are on the outside of the body, so it's a suitcase deadlift. So the shins are gonna stay vertical, okay? The hips are down, tension in the hamstrings. The shoulders are higher than the hips. You're gonna lift, breathe out at the top, squeeze your glutes. Now as she comes down, she's gonna keep that kettlebell in line with the shins. Good, lift. So we're gonna get you to do a barbell deadlift. So what I'll show you first is setup. So now, from the kettlebells being outside, now you have this long barbell in front of you. So that barbell can only get as close as the shins can be, right?
Right.
So now it's more in front of you. So what that's gonna do is put more strain on the lower back. That's why this would be the last progression. So I'm gonna grab, overhand grip. I'm gonna get my butt down, chest up. As I'm gonna pull off the floor, I'm gonna keep that barbell nice and close to my body. Squeeze my shoulder blades at the top, squeeze my glutes. When I lower it, hips are gonna go back. Barbell is very close to my shins, if not touching. That way I know that that barbell is not drifting out here, which causes more strain on the lower back.
Well, Matt, in this episode, we showed people how to do a chin-up with different progressions and how to do a proper deadlift, which hopefully they can use in their everyday life.
Right.
So thank you so much
No
for
problem.
that today. Keep watching. There's going to be a lot more coming up on HIIT The Zone.